Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I had two chicken breasts. I deboned it and I took the skin off and I'm cooking those right now. Then I chunked the meat up. What I then did was I added yogurt to it and coated them with yogurt, and then I took my meat seasonings, which I have given you already, and I coated them heavily. And you know the leftover flour that I collect constantly? Well, I mixed it with the homemade breadcrumbs that I made, mixed them together and coated them, and now they're sitting to dry, and I'm going to be frying these up, and that's where I'm at right now. If it looks a little moist, I'll be adding more breadcrumbs to it. I'm just waiting to see if they're really still moist. I'll give them a second coating, except this time it'll be done with just breadcrumbs. So I'm at that point. Let me get the rest of this stuff going. Okay, I'm going to put them in breadcrumbs. They need some more coating, so I'm just going to use breadcrumbs now. Wherever it sticks, that'll be it. Well, they're not. Let me add some flour. Let's see if that's enough. And I will let them sit a little longer before I start frying them up. Just giving them the second coat. See, sometimes when you coat it just once, you have wet spots in it, so you give it time to adhere to it. And then you do a second coating on it. Seals it up better, and then you can start frying it after it sits for like 5 minutes. It's really quite nice. It's a few extra steps, but everybody keeps on cutting it down. It's like making a stew. Well, I'm not going to brown the meat. I'll just put in water, it's going to boil and stuff. It does change the flavor, it really does if you don't do some steps. I keep on thinking, where would they use rusk bread and dry it out if they were traveling? Because a regular loaf, if you don't dry it out with thin slices to make it like bagel chips, it wouldn't last as long. So I think they did that to preserve the bread and to use it. So if they traveled or something, they would have something to eat. They would have the dry stuff to keep it going. And if you read the recipes, it says dry your sugar. Certain things, it says dry your sugar. Make sure this and that, your seasonings are dry. Don't use, oh God, it was just a whole list of things that they said. They said don't use it if it's moist, make sure you dry it out. Seasonings have to be dry. If they're not dry, there's going to be a problem. So they give you a lot of things to do. So I would think that they use that to preserve, but I would think the bread would be, the rusk would be used more for traveling, you know? And if it's like that, you could grater it as well. But I just like it as a toast. I toasted it and it came out really nice. The flavor, the texture is beautiful. I mean, you couldn't complain about it. So they made a really good bread. The only thing was that I could not get 4 pounds. I couldn't. I got 3 pounds, but I didn't get 4. And you saw how beautiful the loaves rose. Rise, where am I? Let me put this up. You can see that coating's gonna help them. Now I'm using corn oil, just plain corn oil. Today I've got to make an olive blend again. I'm running low on it. The second time I've used this oil. So I'll have another chance at it. By the way, that cranberry nut bread I made is delicious. Sourdough bread. Oh my God. My sons almost demolished, between them, I only got 1 slice out of it. Demolished a whole loaf. I stuck the other one in the freezer so maybe I could get some. And I did. I took it out of the freezer yesterday and I got a couple pieces and I said, oh, this is really good. This is a vitamin E, then I'm adding D-alpha-ketopherol with the Y. Let me put this up. We're just waiting for the oil now. Ladies, do you know where wrinkles come from? They say it comes from old age. So you put makeup on to cover up, and the makeup has glycerin, which is just a coating of water on your face. Your wrinkles come from deep into your skin. It really does. And the only thing that helps feed it as you get older is lanolin. And I remember my husband and I used to have to take olive oil, extra virgin, because the instructions were extra virgin olive oil, and we put some peanut oil in it, and it said do not boil or overheat. You put it on a very low flame, and you put a tablespoon of lanolin. Now lanolin you have to get from the drugstore. You have to ask them for this. And it is tacky, really tacky. I am not kidding. It's like stuck. My husband used to put my measuring spoon on the side of the pot. He had it on a very, 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 very low flame, and he would melt it, and we'd take it off the flame and we'd let it sit, and when it cooled he added some rose water into it. You don't have to add the rose water, but he did it for me. And we sat there and I would put that in a bottle. I would shake that up and I would put a little bit on in my palm and I'd rub it all over my face, morning and night. And so I was young and I had, you know, the elasticity of my skin, but what this did was it was feeding it anyway. Now a lot of people don't know that lanolin is a byproduct of wool, but it absorbs into the skin, and where you get your wrinkles that are deep, deep in your skin, because there's many layers of your skin, it puts the moisture in there all the way to the outside, so you don't get those wrinkles. Now I know if you're 20 or something, you say, I don't need it, but you're gonna hit 30 and 40, and you're gonna start noticing crow feet here, right in here, and you're gonna notice this line's gonna start standing out. And then you start putting this makeup on to cover it up, because you want to stay youthful. And as you do this, the makeups, you're not checking what's in those makeups. Those makeups have chemicals that cause your cells to die prematurely. So I didn't wear makeup. I tried Merle Norman. Somebody bought her over when she died. They sold the business. I started reacting to the makeup, so I knew that they put chemicals in it, so I knew I was in trouble. I quit using it, didn't wear makeup for years. My husband found Bare Minerals. Oh my God. They were just minerals that gave color. Natural minerals in the ground, gave natural color to your face. So I said, I could use this, and I'm still using this lotion as well. I mean, this oil that I'm putting on my face. And they sold it. And I ran out of something, and I bought new, and I started reacting again. They put chemicals in it. This face lets me know when there's chemicals in my makeup. So that got thrown out, and I just decided that I wouldn't wear makeup at that point. I tried, and every time I try something, it just didn't work. But I always made sure I put that oil on my face. Finally, we could buy it, and I buy it, and I put it on my face. So if you read what's really in there, in those makeups, and the only way you're gonna know is you have to really know. I know that medications do certain things, because my husband, when he passed, I got his PDR, and I got an eye opener and realized what happened. But if you don't mind getting old, but you don't want to have the wrinkles all over your face and put a ton of makeup on. If you have to put a ton of makeup on to look good, your face as you age shows what you've done to your body and that you've not cared for it. And that's a very, very, very sad thing. But you're getting chemicals in your food. They're playing around with it in your skin, and this makeup you're putting on, and you're aging yourself faster in the face day by day. If you have circles here and you find yourself exhausted and you do not have high blood pressure, you are in adrenaline exhaustion. First signs. And you need certain B vitamins to get that going. If you sit there and find your hair's falling out, you think of the stuff that you've been putting in your hair and hairspray and everything else, and it's getting into those roots. And you wonder why your hair breaks, and you wonder why your hair is falling out. It's what you're doing. You're not checking to see what's in these things that you're using, trying to make yourself look good, not realizing you're hurting your body. Okay. So just talking to you that you should. If you like that body you're in, you care for it. This is why I mentioned I am 70. I'm going to be 71 in just weeks. If you want to hold on to your looks, you don't mind getting old, but you don't want to look like you're belonging into the crypts, you have got to care for your body. I mean, the lotion I use, I put on my whole body once a week, but every day for my face, I do it twice a day. Let me get the fork just in case I need it. Oh yes, that's right. That's the way I want it to. So take care of your skin. If you're getting wrinkles at 30 and stuff, you know that you're killing. Because these chemicals kill your cells faster than you realize. Women, if you're developing beards and stuff, this is an imbalance in your hormones. That's a very bad imbalance of your hormones. And if it happens after menopause, it's because your glands are exhausted. Because when you go into menopause, your ovaries are quieting down. But if your other glands are healthy, they take over, because when you were little, that's what they did before the hormones kicked in and menstrual cycles and stuff started. They were carrying your body. So when you have the reverse, if the glands are healthy, you'll just go backwards, and the other glands will carry your hormones. If they're not healthy and you have stressed them out throughout your lifetime, when you go through menopause, you'll go through a lot of problems. And then after that, your body just starts breaking down twice as fast because the glands are not working. Once those glands, all 7 of those glands go, death is at the door. Those glands are very important that you care for them, and you have to eat right throughout your life. Now, I know, I'm just talking just general on some things that you might not know. If you have severe menstrual cramps, you don't have enough calcium, magnesium in your body. And if you start taking it, at first you won't see anything, but as time goes on, you'll notice that it doesn't bother you anymore. It's just no cramps, no sickness, no headaches, no nothing. It's just a normal cycle. So we can actually see that our bodies are not as healthy as they're supposed to be. As you learn these things, you can sit there and look at people and say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You just keep on going, oh yeah, I see it, I see it. And it's part of it. Well, let me get these going. It's just like there's so much I try to give you to help yourself, so I want you to understand some of the things that go on that give you a problem. Remember, if you're getting wrinkles, it's the skin underneath, the other layers of the skin that are wrinkling up because they don't have that collagen that they need. So you have to sit there and feed it and get it in there some way. So if you're using an oil that has it in it, you can sit there and put it on twice a day, and you will notice in time it will start giving that softness to your face, and you don't have to worry and feel like you belong in the crypt before you get there. Okay? Let me finish frying. Fried chicken pieces.